Hello, this is episode 6 of the Payne Report. Sorry I didn't have an episode out this past week. I was dealing with a lot of schoolwork, I had work, and those responsibilities come first, then this podcast. That's just how it goes. But anyway, if you are not familiar with the podcast, it's just basically mostly football talk. Last episode I had my friend Kyle on. He is a great journalist, does stuff for the Maneater at Mizzou, and is just overall a great journalist too, so go check out his work. Also, if you want to keep up to date with just me, the podcast, whatever, follow my Twitter mainly at CP4227. But I do have an Instagram, still trying to figure that out. I'm just not good with Instagram. But that is at PayneRKM4227 on that one. But anyways, we have some interesting topics to talk about for this week's episode. We are heading, I'm currently recording this on Pro Bowl Sunday, and there's basically nothing to do, and I had some free time, so I said, why not record the podcast? But we're going into Super Bowl, so I'll do Super Bowl picks and just preview that matchup. We'll talk about the Detroit Lions trading Matthew Stafford to the LA Rams. A breakdown of that trade, we'll probably do that first. And very interesting one there. And then with the remaining time, I'll talk a little bit about the Titans in terms of like who they promoted as coaches and whatnot, and just football, I guess. And episode 8, I'm probably gonna do a look at the Mizzou football schedule. Actually, no, episode 8 is probably going to be the Super Bowl. So I'm planning for episode 8 to record like live reactions of the Super Bowl with my buddies, because we plan on watching it. So I plan on doing that. Episode 9, I could probably take a look at Mizzou football if y'all want. Just let me know if you want to see something like that, and kind of just the upcoming season, make picks on that. And so this is mainly going to be a football podcast. I can talk about other sports if you want, but it's mainly going to be football because football is the greatest sport in the world. Okay, sorry soccer fans, sorry basketball fans, but American football is the greatest sport in the world. And anyways, so I believe it was last night on Saturday, January 30th, 2021. I sound superficial when I said that. But anyways, the Detroit Lions decided to move on from quarterback Matthew Stafford and traded him to the Los Angeles Rams for a 2021 third-round pick, a 2022 first-round pick, a 2023 first-round pick, and Jared Goff. Now, that is a haul of picks. That is a lot of players, a lot of movement happening right there. And holy cow, it is a lot to recap. But anyway, so basically the Los Angeles Rams get Matthew Stafford. I believe he's played 12 seasons in the NFL. He's 31. He's the same age as Russell Wilson. But Matthew Stafford is a good quarterback. Like, Matthew Stafford is better than Jared Goff, by all means. Like, he just is. But it's an interesting trade because Jared Goff, the Rams seemed like they wanted to get out of his contract. They just didn't want him as the quarterback anymore. So it just feels like the Rams traded literally 2 first-rounders to get out of his contract. Like, I feel like the Rams wanted Stafford, but also they're like, well, we're going to have to get out of his contract, and we don't want Jared Goff on the roster. So let's try to trade him to the Lions, and straight up probably 1 first-round pick and Jared Goff wasn't enough, so they threw in a third and another first-round pick, and that's why the Lions probably accepted that deal, is because of the first-round picks coming out of it. And I have to say, if you're a Detroit Lions fan, you should be really excited, because you get 2 first-round picks, barring it. Who knows how high those first-round picks can be? They could be top 5, or they could be like 23, 24. But still, having 2 first-round picks is a big deal. I don't care if it's a high first-round pick or low first-round pick or a medium first-round pick. Like, to have 2 first-round picks is very good because you can always get good players with first-round picks. Now, seeing if they pan out is another thing, but that's all up to the coaches and just the players themselves. But you can get talent with 2 first-round picks. It doesn't matter wherever you're at in the first round. So that is a good deal for the Lions, and plus they get a third-round pick too. And they got a 26-year-old quarterback in Jared Goff, and there's 2 things for Jared Goff that he could become in Detroit. He can become a bridge quarterback, where the Lions don't really do good on him in the next couple of years, and then they draft someone and he kind of just starts until the new guy's ready, or they experiment with it and just see where it goes, just give him 2 seasons or 3 seasons to see what happens, or 2 seasons at least, because you got 2 first-round picks in 2022 and 2023. So if they give him 2 years, this coming season and the next season, then they could be in prime position to draft a quarterback. But it's really finicky there in terms of what they're going to do with Jared Goff, Dan Campbell, and that new head coaching staff. It's going to be a lot different scheme. They got a plethora of running backs and Kerryon Johnson, DeAndre Swift. The offensive line is going to need some help. Kenny Golladay, if they can bring him back, that would be huge. Marvin Jones, he's getting up there in age, but he's still a solid target. Hopefully TJ Hawkinson can continue to develop there. But if the Lions really need to get some offensive playmakers for Jared Goff to be successful, in my opinion. So Jared Goff, it's interesting to see what they're doing with Jared Goff, but in terms of winning the trade, I would go with the Lions just based on the first-round capital they get for Stafford, because honestly, a 31-year-old quarterback, you get 2 first-rounders and a third and a young quarterback. That's a win in a trade, in my opinion, because you get 2 first-rounders and another pick, and then you get basically essentially a first-round value quarterback who was a number 1 overall pick, but it just seemed like Sean McVay just giving up on Jared Goff. That's what it seemed like there. But Jared Goff, in my opinion, is not a bad quarterback, but he's not a great quarterback. He's just medium. He's just in the middle. He's got the arm strength, he's got all the talent, but I think it's just decision making, and he's just not confident in himself. So I would really love to see what Dan Campbell and the what that coaching staff in Detroit can do with him. Hopefully, I want to see Jared Goff succeed. I like the player. I like seeing players succeed in the NFL. It's sad when you see a guy just get traded and kind of fail or fall off. But it would be very interesting to see what Jared Goff can do in Detroit. Now, on the other hand, with the Los Angeles Rams, Matthew Stafford is a very, very good quarterback. And they got playmakers. They got Cam Akers, Malcolm Brown, Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp. I think Tyler Higbee's still there as the tight end. Does Andrew Whitworth play for another year? That's a question mark on their offensive line. But they got a solid defense, solid run game. And I think Matthew Stafford finally going to a competent head coach and a competent organization. He can finally show the NFL what he has. Like, we know Matthew Stafford carried the Lions, and when he was injured, the Lions just did not play well. But it seems like the Lions just wasted Stafford's career, which is sad because Matthew Stafford's a good quarterback. I think when Megatron retired, Calvin Johnson, when he retired, it forced Matthew Stafford to become a better quarterback. He couldn't just throw 50-50 balls up to Megatron when he was like, I don't know what to do with the ball. Just throw it to Megatron. He'll catch it. So it forced him to be a better quarterback, and he's smart with the football. He's got a cannon of an arm. So Matthew Stafford, I'm glad to see him get a shot to show show the NFL what he is made of, and that's going to be a fun next 2 years to see. I believe his contract is $43 or $34 million. I can't remember the number. I think it's in between $34 and $43 million for the next 2 years. So, and the deal wasn't restructured either. It wasn't like it wasn't like a trade, then restructure and all that. It was just a straight up trade. It was just about getting to the Rams. That's what Stafford said. So, that's what Stafford said. It was just about getting to the Rams and everything. So, in other news, in terms of the trade itself too, Matthew Stafford told the Lions when he wanted to get traded, anybody but the New England Patriots, and holy cow, that's hilarious because Matthew Stafford just not want to go to the Patriots, likely because of Matt Patricia. It says, I'm just now looking on Twitter, it says, after Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford reportedly said he would take a trade anywhere but New England, some fans suspect he may be working with Matt Patricia again, and that seems... that makes sense because Matt Patricia basically ran that team to the ground. Jim Caldwell had a good playoff team. It was just about getting better. And Matt Patricia basically tried to force Stafford into something he wasn't as a quarterback. Stafford is a gunslinger. He's not Tom Brady. He's not going to go dink and dunk. He's not going to like methodically drive the ball down the field a lot. He just wants to take the shot like he's a gunslinger. He's got a gunslinger mentality, and that's just not. And the Stafford's just not going to methodically drive down with 5-yard slants, dig routes, in routes, stuff like that. So he wants to push the ball downfield, and Matt Patricia tried to push him into something. He wasn't there. Next up, we have the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 50... I think it's 55. Super Bowl 55, yes. Because 53, the Rams... Yeah, okay, so Super Bowl 55 in Tampa Bay. And got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First NFL team ever to play a Super Bowl in their home stadium. How about that? That is crazy to think about. Because out of all the teams that have tried to play a home game in their own stadium, none of them have really gone close outside of a couple of teams making the conference championship game, but ultimately getting blown out in the end. So that's insane there. The Kansas City Chiefs ran it back with Patrick Mahomes. And I want to touch on, I went 0-2 in my game picks. I wanted to pick Tampa Bay, but my gut was telling me Aaron Rodgers. No, my gut was telling me Tampa Bay, but my brain was telling me Aaron Rodgers. Sorry about that. But I was just saying Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, and I really wanted to pick Tampa Bay, and I wanted Tampa Bay to win because I like Tom Brady. Tom Brady, I mean, you can't write the story any better. A 6th-round draft pick, 199 overall. Greatest quarterback all time. Like, it drives the motivation to keep coming back. Age 43, defying father time. Like, I'm cheering for Tom Brady. I'm not even a Patriots fan. I'm a Tennessee Titans fan, for Pete's sake. And Tom Brady has broken my team's heart, broken many Titans fans' heart, plenty of time. 59-0 in Foxborough back in CJ2K's 2,000-yard season. Steve McNair, I believe the last AFC Championship appearance they had was Steve McNair. They lost to the Patriots. And a couple years ago, 35-14 in the playoffs against the Patriots. So someone that should hate the Patriots and Tom Brady, like me, as a Titans fan, just doesn't, because I appreciate what Tom Brady has done over the last 20 years of football. Like, we'll never see this again. Many people are arguing that Patrick Mahomes could dethrone Brady if he beats him in the Super Bowl and then goes on and wins a ton more Super Bowls. I'm sorry, but Tom Brady, in my mind, it doesn't matter how good of a career Patrick Mahomes has. If Patrick Mahomes goes to, let's say, 8 Super Bowls and wins 6 or 7, and, beats Brady in this one, like, there's going to be debate there. But in my mind, Tom Brady's the greatest because I don't see Patrick Mahomes playing until he's 43 years old. Patrick Mahomes is probably going to retire around 39, 40. That's my opinion. He's not... And he's honestly probably, you're going to see the same probably breakdown that you saw with Phillip Rivers and Peyton Manning and Eli Manning and Patrick Mahomes. Tom Brady, just what he does on a day in, day out basis. Like, literally, look up the TB12 method and just the insane diet of what he's going through to take care of his body. And he's only missed one regular season entirely because of an ACL tear back in, I believe it was the 2010 season. I believe it was the 2010 season when he had the ACL tear. Or it was either 2010 or 09 season. I can't remember. But Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback we have seen, will ever see, and he's the GOAT for a reason. Now, this brings me to the Super Bowl. The Chiefs ran it back. They're making the Super Bowl for the second time in 3 years. They hosted three AFC championships. And I like how everyone's cheering for the Chiefs when they don't see the writing on the wall. If the Chiefs win this, they're going to become a dynasty, and then they're going to be the new evil empire. But anyway, the Chiefs beat the Bills. Just the flat out. After the Bills got 9-0, it was like, oh no, they're about to get stomped. Like, I watched the first drive of the Bills when they drove down and got a field goal. I said, "Oh no, they're not gonna do anything." And then there was questionable coaching decision of Sean McDermott kicking the field goal when they're down by, I believe it was 16 points. They were down by a field goal, and I believe it was a 16-point lead to kick the field goal and make it 13 points, cut into it for 13 points. And that's where it's like, okay, yeah, kicking field goals is what lose you games. Like, my philosophy is, as just a coach in general, like, I'm not a coach, but, like, if I were a coach, my philosophy would be, unless it's 4th and 33 at the goal line, I'm not kicking a field goal. Field goals are meant for 50 yards and over, in my opinion. But anything under 50, unless it's like an insane long distance I can't get on offense, I'm not going to kick a field goal. I'm not going to kick a 38-yarder if I have 4th and 2. I'm not going to kick a 25-yarder if I have 4th and 5. I'm going to go for it and try to get touchdowns because, in my opinion, kicking field goals is how you lose football games, and that's exactly what happened. The Chiefs' offense looked dominant. Patrick Mahomes looked unaffected by the turf toe. Didn't look affected by a concussion at all. And then the Packers, kind of shot themselves in the foot with the early deficit there, but came all the way back, picking Brady off them 3 times in the, I believe, second half there. But really, you can only blame 2 of those picks on Tom. I mean, 1 of those picks on Tom because Mike Evans dropped one, and then there was miscommunication on a route there. But the one where he threw in the second half, I'm trying to think. It was just in the double coverage. It was just a bad throw. It was on the, I believe it was the right hash of the field. Yeah, it was on the right hash. Not on the right hash of the field, but going towards the right sideline, to the Packers sideline, I believe. But that pick looked bad. But outside of that, Tom Brady played well in the game. The Bucs looked good. The Bucs run game looked good. And that's another thing I think people forget. If the Bucs run the ball and just play balance and play within Tom's, play style, although you're gonna have some biscuit plays I've seen at the end of half with Scotty Miller or Antonio Brown because he's gonna be back for the Super Bowl, or Mike Evans or Chris Godwin, or there's just a lot of pieces they got and a lot of talent they got. So, but I think the majority is just let Tom do his thing, and if the Buccaneers come out, play good defense, and let Tom do his thing, they will win the Super Bowl, no doubt. But it's an interesting matchup in terms of we already seen them play earlier in the year. I believe the Chiefs jumped out to a 24. It was like a 24-3 or 24-7 lead when they first played. Tampa Bay came all the way back, but they ultimately lost 24-27. And I honestly, it's hard to beat a team twice. It is. And I'm picking Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because, like, when it comes down to it, I don't want Patrick Mahomes to have the ball, but I don't want Tom Brady to have the ball either. And I believe if Tom Brady has a chance at the end of the game to go win the Super Bowl, he's going to go win it. Like, he's the greatest of all time. Tom Brady will go win the Super Bowl. Like, if he has a chance at the end of the game to go win it, if he has 2-3 minutes left, down by 3, down by 4, down by 7, they'll go and they'll go win the football game. Like, or they'll tie it up, go to overtime, we'll go win the football game. Like, I fully believe Tom Brady, if he has the ball last, they will win the football game or tie the football game, go to overtime. And yeah, I'm picking the Buccaneers mainly because I just believe in Tom Brady, and I think if the Buccaneers are on defense, if someone's going to slow down the Chiefs enough to beat them, it is the Buccaneers on defense because their linebacking core is extremely fast. The secondary is young but gelling a lot better than when they first played. I think Sean Bunting is just playing out of his mind. And I believe he's had, 2 or 3 picks in this playoff run. So, it's going to be a very interesting matchup. Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady, like, it's already obviously an interesting matchup. But I think Tom Brady and, I almost said the Patriots, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, will come out and beat the Chiefs. I want to say 42-38. That's my final score, 42-38. I think the Buccaneers have the pieces on offense to keep up with the Chiefs. The Chiefs are just a track team. Mecole Hardman's fast, Tyreek Hill's fast, Travis Kelce's uncoverable. But Cameron Brate, Robert Gronkowski, good tight end combo. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, Scotty Miller, yeah. And then the backfield, Le'Veon Bell, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and then I believe, I can't remember the Williams guy they have. I know Damian Williams opted out for the season, but I can't remember if he came back or not. But for the Chiefs. And then Leonard Fournette is he's playing like playoff Lenny. That's the joke going around Twitter right now. And if you listen to Barstool Sports, it's like playoff Lenny's back. And holy cow, Leonard Fournette's playing out of his mind. Ronald Jones is a good running back. So it's going to be a fun matchup to watch. Definitely Super Bowl Sunday is going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch. And shout out to the NFL, man, actually getting a season in a pandemic when there was a lot of, like, are they going to play, or is it going to be shortened season? Are they going to go in a bubble? Is the season going to get canceled for a bit? They stuck it out and they finished it. And I know there's a lot of griping and groaning on both sides for how they did it, if you're a Steelers fan, a Bills fan, in general. But listen, it's a testament to, like, just how they got this season, just the testing and the response to the protocols and everything. But shout out to the NFL for that, giving us entertainment to watch during the season. So yeah, that is quite the accomplishment for the NFL. I believe, when you think about it, they are the only sports league to play their full schedule. The NBA got cut short, hockey got cut short, baseball had a shortened season. I believe, I can't remember, I think basketball is going to have a shortened season too. I know hockey's going to have a shortened season again, so it's just a matter. It's the NFL just got their full schedule in, and even college football didn't have a full season. I mean, you got some teams playing 10 conference only, like the SEC did. The ACC played a conference only schedule. The Big 12 didn't play conference only, but I believe I can't remember how many games they played. I believe it was 10 or 11. So the fact that they got out. The fact that they got out there and played a full season just the grit and determination of NFL doctors, NFL training staffs, everybody, regular doctors too, doctors they consulted, the testing, to the players too, all the players that, quarantined from their family, got tested on like a daily, weekly basis. That's a hard thing to do, and honestly, it's a big thank you to them for giving us a football season to watch, to be entertained, to keep our minds off of the basically disastrous year that 2020 was. But anyway, I am a Titans fan, as you know, and I like to do some Titans segments, just talking about what they do. And I'm going to talk about the coaches that they promoted. I'm trying to find the coaches. All right, so they promoted Todd Downing as offensive coordinator. I believe he's the former tight ends coach who took over for Arthur Smith. I wanted Tony Elliott at first because Tony Elliott's a really good offensive coordinator at Clemson, but it is what it is. I think it'll be a good promotion of Todd Downing. I think Todd Downing's a good promotion there. Just internal hire. He knows the system. Knows how to keep the players, acclimated to the system that they were playing in. Some things are going to be different as they're installing stuff, but it's just familiarity and keeping the rhythm going. Shane Bowen as a defensive coordinator. I am really skeptical after last season because supposedly Shane Bowen was calling defensive plays, and it was weird because the Titans didn't really have an official defensive coordinator. I think it was Vrabel who was calling plays, and Shane Bowen was coming up with game plans, or it was vice versa. And those two as a defensive combo, like, I don't know what it was, but the defense just did not play well, especially on third down, if you know what I'm talking about, Titans fans. Whenever they got to, basically third and long, he was like, man, we're going to give up this third and long. Like, we know it. We're going to give it up. And they did. But honestly, I thought they were going to bring in someone outside, but they didn't. I mean, I guess I'm not going to straight up say this is a horrible hire, horrendous hire, this is the worst hire of all time, but it's not a great one. It's not a good one. It's like mediocre at best. I say let's give Titans fans, I know this may sound crazy, but listen, I love this team as much as y'all. I literally, the Titans are my favorite team since as long as I can remember. But let's give Shane Bowen a chance, okay? Let's see how the defense will perform now that he actually has full control of the defense, I'm assuming. And let's just hope that he schemes smart, that he game plans smart. A lot better than last year if he was doing game planning. Hopefully calls plays better if he was calling plays last year. So I hope let's just see how it goes. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Okay. We had a good season last year despite the defense being bad. Okay. Like this, the Titans offense can't carry the Titans defense. If the Titans defense is average whatsoever, Titans offense can carry them, like straight up. The Titans defense was horrible. And if Titans have an average defense at best, they could have very well beaten the Baltimore Ravens. Probably would have lost to the Bills, or could have beaten them. It would have been really a toss-up there. But it's just a matter of just give Shane Bowen a chance, okay? Let's just see what he can do. I know y'all angry at him after last season, but okay, like expect the offense to pick up some slack until the defense can mesh. Okay, that's what I think is gonna happen here. Like I said, I don't love the hire, but I don't think it's a horrible one. Let's just give him a chance. Then if he gets to 6 or 7 games and the defense is still not performing well, then he can be on the hot seat. And if it goes to a full season and defense is not playing well, I just straight up fire him. That's what I would do. But that's what I would do there. Well, I hate to end the episode, just it being a short one, but it's just outside of Stafford and the Stafford trade, the Titans elevating some coordinators in the Superbowl, there's just not much football news happening right now. The Pro Bowl is not really being played today, so there's nothing like to talk about there. I am going to talk about what you can expect for future episodes. I'm going to do some off-season stuff. I'm going to talk about rumors, trades. I'm going to have a couple friends on, a special guest. I'll do a mock draft. I'll try my best to be an NFL GM and mock draft. I'll even do a Titans mock draft special if y'all want, using fanspeak.com. I believe it's either Fanside is a what do you call? It's like an article-based website. Fanspeak is the mock draft website, I believe. So I could do that where it just simulates picks and then you're like basically the GM there. But a lot of times it doesn't get it right, so I'll probably just do it in a mock draft. And then if I was John Robinson, just who I would take at their pick. And I'm not going to do trades or anything like that for a mock draft because that's just extremely hard to predict, and you don't know where. Like the draft day is just chaotic, so I'll do a mock draft in the first round and everything on that. I'll talk about college football, who the dark horses are for next year, who small conference teams potentially making a New Year's Six bid, and just overall stuff like that. And I also mentioned how I have a couple friends, but we'll talk college football. We'll talk anything and everything. So that's what you can expect out of this podcast. Like I said, I will try to have one episode a week unless I can't because of schoolwork or work. Like I said, schoolwork and work are top priorities for me. I'm in university. Like, those are going to be top priority, not a podcast. Okay, like, those responsibilities come first, then the podcast. But anyways, I just want to thank y'all for listening, and I hope y'all have a fantastic day.